Welcome everyone to the third session in our Wednesday Wellness series. I'm Dori Cavillo from Nexus Psychology, and we have Annette Marlow who will be doing some mindfulness with us, and then psychologist Amelia Twiss who will take us through some tips to do with relaxation and a bit of a slideshow. I welcome you to put your view on speaker. And everyone's muted at the moment, but at the end we encourage you to have a chat with us if you like. And just before we start next week, we will be focusing the Wednesday Wellness session on Are You OK Day, the theme of Are You OK Day. I'm not sure if anyone's heard about that, but it's really about connecting with other people and reaching out. So in light of that, just for people who've joined, next week we'll be focusing on the theme of Are You OK Day, and I encourage everyone to maybe reach out and invite someone to come to the session. We are very happy for you to share the link with even just one other person, and just in the spirit of Are You OK Day, we'll try and get as many people connected as possible. But back to today, we are going to be talking about the theme of relaxation. I'm going to ask Annette Marlow to go first and take us through mindfulness, and then Amelia Twiss will continue. So I'll leave it there. And again, so happy to see all the familiar faces joining again. And if you're joining for the first time, welcome. Over to you, Annette.
Thank you, Dori. And welcome everyone again, for those that are new, for those who have been here before. Today we're actually going to be doing an exercise that's not a typical mindful meditation exercise, but rather it's a meditation practice that helps you develop the ability to relax more easily. And often in times like now where we can be in such a state of overwhelm that to sit and practice mindfulness is not always easy. But to learn how to relax is really important so that you are then able to progress to practice mindfulness. There's so many ways we can practice relaxation. Today's practice will be known as, or it's known as, a progressive muscle relaxation. Which means that what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to focus on a particular body part or body area. I'll get you to contract that area, hold that contraction really tight, and then you'll slowly let go of the contraction and notice the difference between contraction and relaxation. When we actually do relax, when we relax our mind and body, our whole nervous system calms down. So our heart rate calms down, our blood pressure, physical tension starts to release in our body, and also the executive function of the brain, the area of the brain responsible for emotional regulation, concentration, memory, learning, and decision-making is improved. So we all have different ways that we relax. Some of us relax through exercising, through listening to music, through doing creative arts, or we do purposeful exercises like this to really develop our ability to relax and let go. So without further ado, let's all get comfortable, perhaps turn off any distractions that you have. You can keep your camera on or turn it off, whatever you're feeling most comfortable with. And just begin to settle. At the beginning of any exercise, I like to take a few moments to just settle into the chair beneath you. A really nice way of settling is to take 3 big breaths, and even feel free to take a big sigh out. So deep inhale. And then as you feel more settled, gently closing down your eyes and begin to settle into your natural breathing rhythm. And now I invite you to bring awareness in and around your face. We'll start by contracting your eyes, as though you're squeezing your eyes really tightly, shutting them tight. And perhaps to that you can add a frown across your eyebrows and forehead, noticing the tightness and tension there. Just hold it for a wee bit longer. And now slowly begin to unravel that contraction, softening around your eyes, relaxing your eyelids, feeling your eyebrows release, and even the space between your eyebrows begins to smooth out, as though a wave of relaxation is sweeping over your face, becoming softer, letting go, a little more. And now move your attention to your jaw. We hold a lot of tension in and around our jaw, often unconsciously or at night in our sleep. So I invite you to begin to clench your jaw and really hold that clench tight for just a few more seconds. And now slowly begin to release the grip of your teeth and the grip of your jaw. Perhaps you can even move your jaw from side to side and find a place to settle where it feels more relaxed. Softening your jaw, releasing tension, letting go. And now purse your lips. Purse your lips tight together and then release your lips. Feel them soften. Feel them relax. And next, press your tongue against the top palate of your mouth. And now allow your tongue to drop, relax, noticing all the intricate muscles around your tongue, jaw, as they too soften, loosen, and settle. Your whole face now, free of tension, relaxed, loosened. And now making sure that your torso is not quite in contact with the chair behind you. And if you can allow your arms to hang by your side, and just prepare your shoulder blades to begin to roll back towards each other as though you were squeezing a pea between your shoulder blades. And just hold that shape tightly. You might contract your arms with this shape as well. And just hold that squeeze And now release that shape so that you can begin to feel this spaciousness spreading between your shoulder blades and across your upper back. And now purposefully shrug your shoulders towards your ears and hold your shoulders really tight. And slowly allow them now to slip away from your neck, your ears, becoming heavy. And bringing your arms into a position where you can rest them comfortably. Allowing everything to settle. Any further contraction that you notice around your neck, shoulders and upper back, see if you can just allow it to melt away a little more. And now if you can purposefully slump your back or round your back forward by dropping your head and chin and shoulders forward, and just take a moment to notice how your breath feels, how you feel in this slumped forward position. You might notice that your breath is more shallow. It's harder to take a full exchange of oxygen. You might notice that you feel a bit heavy-hearted or even sad. And then if you can begin to reverse this shape by slowly unraveling your spine, sitting yourself upright, spreading the top of your collarbones apart, lifting your heart and chest slightly open, as though your heart and chest are expanded. Check your shoulders are still relaxing. And taking a few rounds of breath here, settling, loosening, breathing with more ease. And perhaps you can even imagine a slight smile across your chest or heart. And then if you can take your attention now into both of your hands, begin to contract them by clenching both hands like you're making a really tight fist. Hold it nice and tight. And then mindfully begin to unravel the clenched fists, feeling the difference between contracting and relaxing, from tight to loose, from heavy to soft. Deeply relaxing through your hands, fingers, knuckles, even all the way to the very tips of your fingers. And now if you can extend both your legs out in front of you, perhaps resting on your heels, flex your feet towards you, spread your toes as wide as they can go, and tense your thigh muscles. Just hold that stiff-legged shape. And now gently release the shape so that you're sitting back in your upright and comfortable seat with your feet resting on the floor. and feeling all the muscles, the skin, the tendons and fascia around your thighs, the front of the thighs and back of the thighs, just softening, letting go. Almost like a taut rubber band is being released. Allow a wave of relaxation to pour down your legs, through your calves, ankles, into your feet, around your feet, and to the very tips of your toes, draining away all tension, melting, becoming light. And allowing your whole body now to bathe in relaxation. Allowing the natural rhythm of your breath to flow, resting, letting go. And as we come towards the end of this progressive muscle relaxation exercise, just begin to take a moment to start to move your body parts again, wiggling your fingers, your toes, perhaps moving your torso around, taking a stretch overhead. If you feel like you need to stand up, please do so. And as you bring yourself back into the room, just taking a brief moment to reflect on how you felt at the beginning, during, and how you feel now. And so we'll just give you another few moments to come back to the room before I hand you over to the lovely Amelia, our psychologist at Nexus, who will talk a little bit more about the importance of relaxation. Thanks, Amelia.
Thanks, Annette. Lovely to be guided through a practice of relaxation, having all the decision-making handled by you really leaves us feeling quite nice and gooey at the end of that. So thank you very much. So we're continuing our series of mindfulness plus sessions this week. We've talked about EQ during lockdown. We've talked about mindful thoughts. And today we're going to look at relaxation and why it matters. So Dori, can you flip to the next slide? Thanks. So this is a quote from BKS Iyengar, and those of you who are yogis on the call will know who this is. This person is very famous for their contribution to the evolution of yoga as we practice it today. And many people think of yoga as a physical practice, when actually it's a form of lifestyle medicine, and it offers you a comprehensive guide for living well. And one of the underlying premises of yoga is the idea of living with ease to ensure healthy body and mind. And the practice of yoga develops your ability to face challenges with steadiness and ease, and to improve your overall health, in part through relaxation. Next slide, Dori. So research from Harvard Medical School estimates that 90% of all visits to doctors are related to stress. And it's understood that stress and tension in the body is an underlying factor for many illnesses, including type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, heart disease, stroke. autoimmune diseases, as well as depression and anxiety. Not all stress is bad, of course. Certain types of stress can be quite positive motivators. They can get you out of bed in the morning, or help you to move away from danger, or help you to make changes in your life when things aren't working. Prolonged stress, however, can begin to cause us problems. And that's to say our ability to cope with stress ongoingly is limited, and eventually we will deplete our energy reserves, leading to burnout or exhaustion. So just taking a moment to reflect on your own life and consider any areas where you might be experiencing ongoing stress at the moment. Obviously, the coronavirus pandemic is something that's been causing us all stress in different ways since the beginning of the year. We've all been worried about our health or that of our loved ones. People have lost their loved ones. Working from home might be quite a stress for some people. Homeschooling, not being able to work, not being able to run your business, financial stress, relationships, not being able to travel to see your family. Our usual routines have been impacted. So stress can often cause us to make poor behavioural choices, staying in bed instead of exercising, ordering takeaway instead of cooking, drinking or smoking to relax. Anyone heard of the concept of corona kilos? I bet most of you are quite familiar with that one. So acknowledge any areas in your life where you might be feeling unease, discomfort or stress. So we've moved over now to have a look at the autonomic nervous system. So this diagram might look a little complicated, but it's actually fairly simple. So the autonomic nervous system is responsible for control of your body functions, and it's got three branches: the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, and the enteric nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system, you can see there on the left, is activated in response to stress, and this controls your flight or fight responses. The parasympathetic nervous system is activated when you're calm and is often considered the rest and digest or feed and breed system, and this promotes growth and energy storage. And the enteric nervous system controls your gastrointestinal tract, and unhealthy diets, antibiotics, inflammation and stress can impact the health of your enteric nervous system, reducing your immunity, digestion and uptake of nutrition from the foods that you eat. So it's quite natural to oscillate between sympathetic and parasympathetic activation during the day. For example, you might go for a run, and that's going to activate your sympathetic nervous system response, but afterwards, when you calm down, your parasympathetic system will be activated. Issues can arise for someone when this return to balance excuse me, doesn't occur. And understanding more about your own nervous system and how stress can impact your health over the long term can provide some insights into why relaxation is so important. So Dori, if we can move through to the next slide. I'm going to talk to you now a little bit about a concept referred to as your window of tolerance. So your window of tolerance is that state where you feel calm and connected. You're able to think clearly and respond to whatever is happening in your life. And ongoing stress is something that can shrink your window of tolerance. Actively practicing relaxation can expand this window. So certain practices are designed to increase your window of tolerance by exposing you to a degree of stress in a safe environment. So for example, in a yoga class, you might be doing a physically challenging posture while maintaining calmness in your breath. Cold exposure is another example of this. So the premise is that by controlled exposure to discomfort, we learn to regulate our autonomic nervous system. And working with a therapist can also help you expand your window of tolerance, enabling you to stay calm whilst working through difficult feelings or memories. So, the main reason that we practice mindfulness is really to learn to relax and calm down your nervous system. in that relaxed state, you can see more clearly, make decisions and think creatively. So there's lots of ways to relax, and I'm quite keen to hear about your favourite things to do to calm your own nervous systems. Spending time in nature and being safe and socially connected with others are some ways that I like to relax, and you guys might be using those methods as well. We've got a few minutes before we finish up today, and it would be great to hear from you about what you do to relax. You can write your comments in the chat box, and we'll also open up the session to the group if anyone would like to share verbally, or if anyone's got any questions. So what do you do to relax?
Amelia, before we do that, I will just stop the recording.